England is one of the four nations that make up the modern United Kingdom, alongside Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. By far the largest in both landmass and population, England has for centuries been the most powerful and influential nation within the British Isles. Through economic strength and military might, it shaped not only its immediate neighbours, but eventually much of the wider world. Yet England's story is not one of isolation. From its earliest beginnings, the land that would become England was shaped by waves of migration, invasion, and cultural exchange. Over thousands of years, these influences blended together to create a unique language, culture, and identity unlike anywhere else on Earth. This is the history of England. Prehistoric England. The first humans arrived in Britain during the Stone Age, when the British Isles were not islands at all. A vast land bridge known as Doggerland connected Britain to mainland Europe. Around 11,000 years ago, rising sea levels flooded this land bridge, permanently separating Britain from the continent. Despite this separation, contact with Europe continued. Farming arrived around 4000 BC, and permanent settlements emerged. Monumental structures such as Stonehenge were built, reflecting advanced social organization and spiritual belief systems. As the Stone Age gave way to the Bronze Age, successive migrations from Europe introduced new technologies, languages, and customs. Over time, these cultures evolved into what we now call Celtic civilization, which dominated much of Western Europe by the 12th century BC. Roman Britain. In 55 BC, England encountered a power unlike any before it, Rome. Julius Caesar launched 2 invasions, but failed to establish permanent control. Nearly a century later, in AD 43, Emperor Claudius ordered a full-scale invasion. Roman legions conquered most of England, founding cities such as London, York, and Chester. Though rebellions occurred, most famously led by Queen Boudicca, England remained under Roman rule for nearly 400 years. Hadrian's Wall marked the empire's northern frontier. By the early 5th century, Rome's power was collapsing. In AD 407, the last Roman legions withdrew, leaving Britain vulnerable. The Anglo-Saxons. Following Rome's departure, Germanic tribes, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, began settling in England. Whether through invasion or gradual assimilation, they replaced Romano-British culture with Germanic customs, language, and pagan beliefs. Their language would eventually evolve into English. Politically divided, they formed several kingdoms: Wessex, Mercia, Northumbria, East Anglia, and others, laying the foundations of England as a distinct nation. Christianity spread across Anglo-Saxon England, uniting culture but not politics. The Viking Age. In AD 793, Viking raiders attacked Lindisfarne, marking the beginning of the Viking Age in England. What began as raids soon turned into conquest. In 865, the Great Heathen Army invaded, conquering most Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Only Wessex remained free. Under King Alfred the Great, England survived. His victory at the Battle of Edington in 878 halted Viking expansion and established the Danelaw. Alfred's successors reconquered lost territory. In 927, King Athelstan became the first king of all England, securing its independence at the Battle of Brunanburh. Norman conquest. By 1066, England faced another succession crisis. Harold Godwinson became king, but faced rivals from Norway and Normandy. After defeating the Norwegians at Stamford Bridge, Harold marched south to confront William of Normandy. The Battle of Hastings on October 14, 1066 changed England forever. Harold was killed, and William became king. The Anglo-Saxon ruling class was replaced by Norman elites, French became the language of power, and England's future became tied to continental Europe. Medieval England. Under Norman and later Plantagenet rule, England expanded and consolidated power. Magna Carta, signed in 1215, limited royal authority and strengthened the rights of nobles. England fought France in the 100 Years' War, achieving legendary victories before suffering defeat. The Black Death devastated the population, transforming society and economics. Civil conflict followed, culminating in the Wars of the Roses. In 1485, Henry Tudor defeated Richard III, founding the Tudor dynasty. Tudors and Reformation. Henry VIII transformed England by breaking from the Catholic Church and establishing the Church of England. Religious turmoil followed. Under Elizabeth I, England entered a golden age of stability, exploration, and culture. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 secured England's future as a maritime power. Civil War and Revolution. Tensions between monarchy and parliament exploded into civil war in 1642. King Charles I was executed, and England briefly became a republic under Oliver Cromwell. The monarchy was restored, but power never fully returned to the crown. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 established parliamentary supremacy. Birth of Britain. In 1707, England and Scotland united under the Acts of Union, forming Great Britain. England's identity became inseparable from the United Kingdom. Empire and Modern Era. The Industrial Revolution propelled Britain to global dominance. The British Empire became the largest in history. Two world wars in the 20th century weakened Britain economically and politically, marking the end of empire. Legacy. Modern England is the product of 2,000 years of migration, conquest, and adaptation. Its language reflects this history: Latin from Rome, Germanic roots from the Anglo-Saxons, Norse from the Vikings, and French from the Normans. This constant evolution is why English became a global language, and why England's history still shapes the world today.